Hey, good people. I wanted to add this in my video before I jump into the story time of daddy issues. First, I want to say I know for some people this can be kind of touchy because it is for me, but it needs to be talked about. I don't want anyone to have sympathy for me or my story. It is what it is. It happened, and by the grace of God, I'm here and I'm good, But if anything, I would appreciate once you hear the story, you have some empathy about it. And like I said, I wanted to share this because you never know who's going through what and who may need to hear something that may be on the same line that they have went through, going through, or whatever. So I just want to add that little bit in there, and let's get into the story, okay? Hey y'all, hey good people, I'm back. Welcome back to my channel. Listen, I'm looking a little different tonight. Thought I'd change it up. Background too. How you like my gratitude poster? Anyway, I have been trying to record this video, story time, since last night. I did it 3 times last night and my phone kept saying my storage was full. So this is the 4th time I'm trying it again. Hopefully it goes through without interruption. But before I jump into the story time, as y'all saw from the title, Daddy Issues, grab you a snack. I got me some lemonade sitting off over here. And get comfortable. I don't know if this is going to be a part 2 or 3, but for right now it's part 1. So yeah, let's get into it. My earliest memory of my father was when I was 6 years old. And my mother would take me with her all the time to visit my dad in prison. Yeah. From the age of 6 to about 15, maybe 16, I would go with her to visit him. Did I want to go? As I got older and, kind of knew where he was at, no, I didn't. But I had to go. So the times that I would visit him, and when I got older, my experience was not a pleasant visitation because I felt like I was just there. He didn't have conversations with me. I was just there. I read a book, whatever there was to do. What can you do when you're visiting an inmate? And from my memory, the visitation was no more than an hour, I think. Yeah, if that. But he has been in so many prison facilities. I ain't talking about jail, I'm talking about prison. I get to his charges in a minute. But I know he was at Terre Hill, Indiana, California, Chicago, Memphis, Tennessee, Cleveland, Ohio, Detroit, Michigan, and for a female child to grow up and that's all she knew of her father, it can be painful. And it sticks with you if you don't talk it out and get help for it. So me doing this video is somewhat of therapy for myself. I mean, I've gotten therapy in the past, but I felt like I wanted to share this because you never know who have gone through the same thing and still holding on to certain feelings of their mother or father, and they need someone who's in that same boat. So here I am. But like I said, my earliest memory of him was at 6 years old. I don't know much about him. I just know my father. He was never a talkative man. I would have loved to have gotten to know who he was. Everything that I've ever learned about him and knew about him was negative, nothing good at all. And there's some things that I remember when I was in my preteens, later on, or mid-teens, that he did, and unfortunately he's passed on, but he never knew that I knew. I'm gonna share that too. But some of the information that I did receive from his sister, his older sister, sweet as she wanna be, I haven't talked with her and seen her since 2010, and the last time I did, I visited her in Chicago. And after that visitation, I did try to call her, but I found out from another family member that she was in a nursing facility and she had Alzheimer's. Tried to reach her, but lost contact, no way to get in touch with her through an old address or phone number. So, she did tell me that my father had a really bad reputation, breaking in people's houses, stealing, and God knows what else. But he was such a mean person, I can't put my finger on it. I want to say because of his upbringing, he grew up, let me back up. First of all, he lost his mom when he was like 1 or 2 years old. I think she passed from some type of blood disorder. So his grandparents raised him, and till he was like 18, 19, but then he got himself in trouble, started doing crazy stuff, going to jail, hanging with the wrong crowd. A friend of mine that I grew up with as a child, her father and my father were friends. And there's, back in the day, there's a street that was really well known, 105 and St. Clair, if anybody know, that they would hang out at, and back then, it wasn't good. The atmosphere wasn't good at all. So, like I say, ain't no telling what he got into. Now, as far as siblings, I'm an only child with my mother, but I do have step brothers and sisters, a lot of them, okay, that I know of. The two that I do know of, which is James Jr., he's deceased now. That would have been my older brother, and Reginald Warren under me. There's two more, they're twins, a boy and a girl, in Chicago with a Caucasian woman. I don't know their name, never met them, wanted to meet them, and kind of, in a way, trying to still find out some information about them. There was another brother that was older than James Jr. In Memphis, Tennessee, and he's deceased. And I want to say there's two more girls in Memphis, Tennessee. I don't know if they know about me, but I do know about them. And I want to say there may be two more. Yeah, Papa was Rolling Stone, okay? Two more that my younger brother Reggie told me about, and he said that our father didn't want me to know. Why, I don't know, but that's what was told to me. The relationship that I had with my dad was popcorn. He popped in when it was convenient for him, and popped out when I guess he got what he wanted and used up people, or he was in trouble and knew he wasn't supposed to be where he was at in another city. So yeah, that's the relationship I had with him. He was, like I say, he wasn't a talkative man. He wasn't that type of father that would sit down with his daughter and give her advice and let her know that I'm here for you no matter what, like a father is supposed to do. He never did that. I remember a situation where I had went to school for medical assisting, and he and my mother came to my graduation, and a friend of mine's. And after the graduation, you know, I get my certificate for it and everything. And my teacher, she gave me really, really good reports to my parents and said how much of a good student I was in her class. My father replied and said in such a nasty, nasty way how I better stay like that. Yeah. I was so embarrassed, hurt, and to save face, the only thing I could do was just walk away. So that was an incident that really set my life, amongst so many other ones, on a trail of, do he love me? I can understand when you grow up a certain type of way and you know that you have created children and you have a choice. You have a choice to be a certain type of way in life. We all do. And when you know better, you do better. But he never changed. He never changed, in my opinion, from all the things that I remember. And when he did come home, or I don't want to say come home, because where my mom and I stayed, it wasn't his home. He was just there. When he would be released from various prisons, he would come to my mother's house or other women's house, because, yeah, he had a lot of women too. And just lay up, you know. There was no interaction with him and I. Like I said, I was just there. There were a few times that we would take a road trip, like going to Memphis, visiting his family, cousins or whatever. And there's one road trip that I do remember taking, and I wanted a girlfriend of mine to go, begged her mom to let her go, and she would be in good hands, blah, blah, blah. I did talk with my mother to see if she could talk with her mother to let her go, and she went, you know. So that kind of filled in the gap for me, not to be just with my parents, because they was into each other. Like I said, I was just there. But my father was a difficult man to figure out. He never made no type of bond or relationship with my children. And there's another story I want to share when it comes to my children. When my daughter was born, she had to be about 5 or 6 months old, and he was in prison again in Cleveland, Ohio, and he wanted to see her. He had never seen her. I think he had seen pictures of her that I sent him, but he wanted to see her. So I did take her to the jail where he was at. Big mistake. Big mistake. When I get there, they went through the diaper bag, my baby's Pampers, opening up her bottles with the milk, going all through the diaper bag. I had to get undressed down to my underwear. Yeah, they searching me. And I can understand when you're visiting inmates, you know, you just can't bring stuff in for them. I understand that, but I feel like it's kind of degrading when they go to that extent to search you. Now, I don't know how to do now because I ain't been to visit nobody in nobody prison since then. And this was back in 76. So, no. But that was the experience that I had, and I told myself never, ever, ever again will I visit another prison like that or jail. It's just degrading how they search you. And I think I had to take the hairpins out of my wig that I had on. Yeah. But he did get a chance to see her. 30-minute visit. That was it. I went through all that for a 30-minute visit. But when he did come out, I want to say his upbringing really messed him up. Not having a mom and really not having a father. I did get a chance to meet his father. They look like identical twins. I think at that time I had to be 13 when I did meet my grandfather. And I could see right off the bat that, yeah, frickin' frack. Quiet older gentleman, and my father introduced me to him because he had never seen me either. And that was his very first time. And when my father introduced me to him, my grandfather, he turns around in the chair and just says, "Hey, gal." That was it. So, this is just part one of my daddy issues that I wanted to share with you guys. And I will be back tomorrow with part two. Thank you so much for tuning in. I love you to the moon and back. Y'all have a good night. Bye.